Welcome to another episode of Hidden Heritage, where we follow the breadcrumbs to discover more evidence of who were the only American Indians that inhabited the Americas and that are still here to this day. Now, before we dive into the rabbit hole of truth, if you are new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe, comment your thoughts down below, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you'll be informed about our next upcoming episode. If you are already subscribed, welcome back to the channel, and thank you once again for your unwavering support. Please continue to like, comment, and share so more people can witness the truth. Let's dive in. And just a quick welcome to our new members: Tariq M. Salih, LaQuincy Fletcher, Red Sun, Amen TV, PRC Wright, Billy Wright, and Tabia Aney. Thank you so much for your support. All right. So this photo has been making its rounds on social media. So we wanted to look into it, to see who is this person, or what is this person as far as his identity, or his race, or anything like that. And this is what we found. But first, let's go ahead, examine his features and see what he looks like more than anything else. Let's get the pointer out. All right. So we got it a little bit closer. And just going off of how he looks. We have the skin complexion, phenotype, broad nose, full lips. Okay, so that's not really much to go off of, especially when we're talking about a black and white photo. So let's be honest here. Right, and also what he's wearing is not like an American Indian attire as far as a feather headdress or anything like that. So we have to go off of what our eyes tells us, and what we found as far as information. All right, so that's what we're going to do today. All right. So again, we're just going off of what we can see, and he looks like us. Right. So let's look up what we found on him. Closer look, as close as we can get. All right. So when we did a search on the photo, these two somewhat identical websites popped up. Right. So the first one on top is of a man saluting against a backdrop of Grant's tomb, and down here, Collection National Museum of African American History. Now we're going to click on both the websites and see, but they're supposed to be the same. This one right here, Smithsonian Institute, and this one also from the same. Even the size or the imagery of the photo is the exact same. But why is there two different things? So we're going to look at this one first. Right down here, because they are labeling him as an African American. And again, there's only one group in the world that is labeled as an African American. And we know what they look like. All right, we know what they look like. So they are labeling him as an African American. So he is not a European, no matter the skin complexion. He is not an Asian, no matter the skin complexion, right? And he is not an African, right? Because there's only one group of people who was labeled an African American. So let's see what this website says. All right. So about the museum, before we go any further, let's see. The National Museum of African American History and Culture is the only national museum devoted exclusively to the documentation of African American life, history, and culture. It was established by an act of Congress in 2003. Following decades of efforts to promote and highlight the contribution of African Americans. To date, the museum has collected more than 40,000 artifacts, and nearly 300,000 individuals have become members. The museum opened to the public on this date, 2016, as the 19th museum of the Smithsonian Institution. So again, this is devoted to just one group of people in the Americas. Not Africans, not Asians, not Europeans, just one group in the Americas, right? There's very specific, exclusively, right? So now let's read the one of two websites, the first one. So we're going to be very vague, but we just want to make sure we drive the point home so we see what we're reading versus the other website. All right? So we come to the first website we're going to look at. Okay. Oh, we're going to just read a little bit because it's going to be It's going to be quick. 1930s. Place Southwest, United States. So we come here and we scroll down. This is the first website. Okay, so all it says is, Tim type of man saluting against a backdrop of Grant's tomb, On night, unidentified man or men. But they know the presidents, right? And you see the picture over here, same guy, but then you scroll down again. This is the National Museum of African American History and Culture. So one group of people, all right, we're not going to see anyone from actual continent of Africa on here. Only African Americans, right? One group of people. So let's go to the other website. All right. So here's the second site. If you haven't done so already, it helps if you guys just please take the few seconds to like and/or subscribe. Thank you. So we have same title backdrop of Grant's tomb, right? Now we have a better picture. See if we can zoom in, This is as close and tight we can go. All right. And then we're going to fall off or back off again. Don't know who this man is or the date. Okay. Date is going to be important because they are calling him an African American, or this is the African American website. But put down in the comments, what year did the term African American become popularized, right? And I guarantee you, it was nowhere near any of these dates right here. But put it down because we're trying to figure out, how is this person an African American and right? Let's continue this read. So let's read. Let me get this up and running. All right. So we're going to start with the caption, and we highlighted it because this is weird. Again, it's the African American site, but they weren't using the term African American until later on. So caption reads, the identified man in this portrait wears elements of traditional Mexican and Native American dress. Right? If he looks like this, right? If he's a Mexican, then that's a Mexican, right? Obviously, he's not a Native American, but let's continue. Involving a sombrero-style hat and an elaborately decorated waist belt bordered in cowrie shells, typical of Mexican style. The wide-brim sombreros, right, were also adopted by American Indians. In the Southwest, indigenous cultures across North America, including Apache, Utah, Cheyenne, and Sioux, used cowries as embellishments for various garments. Again, they're calling him a Mexican Native American, but the American Indians. So that's two different groups. Again, typical of Mexican churro style. The wide-brimmed sombreros were also adopted by American Indians in the Southwest. So let's look at where the Southwest is. All right. So though regional definitions vary from source to source, Arizona, New Mexico, and dark red are almost always considered the core. Modern-day Southwest, the brighter red and striped states, may or may not be considered part of this region. The brighter red states, California, Nevada, Utah, and Colorado, are also classified as part of the West by the U.S. Census Bureau, though the striped states are not. Texas and Oklahoma are classified as part of the South. And then you have the coordinates, and then the core, Arizona, Mexico. Other dependent on boundaries used, California, Colorado, Nevada, Utah, Oklahoma, Texas. So again we have this person. All right? So again, this person, unidentified, portrays wearing elements of traditional Mexican. And obviously he's not Native American, because they are mentioning Mexican and Native American as like one entity. And then down here it says, were also adopted by American Indians in the Southwest. And we showed you the map. And then it says, adopted by American Indians in the Southwest. And then it says, indigenous cultures across North America. To include these, use cowries as embellishments for various garments. The man poses in an open palm salute while standing in front of a painted studio backdrop of Grant's tomb, the final resting place of the memorial of Ulysses S. Grant and his wife. Multiple photography studios utilize backdrops depicting this landmark around the time of the memorial's completion in New York in 1897. And again, this is on an African American culture website. American Indian. I mean, what do you guys think? At first, we asked AI, artificial intelligence, what race is this person? So, AI, or artificial intelligence, said, I cannot determine the race or identity. However, if you have specific historical or contextual details about the individual, I can help provide relevant information. Let me know how I can assist further. So we said, please try in your opinion, okay? Because again, it's a black and white photo, right? And we don't want people to be like, oh, well, it's a black and white photo, so that's why he looks dark, right? But we're going off of features as well. So, with the full lips and the broad nose, right? And the skin complexion matches ours, even though it's in black and white. So, and AI said, or artificial intelligence said, based on the image, the person appears to be of African descent. If you have any more context about the individual or the photo, I can provide additional information or insights. So again, going back, the person looks dark-skinned. Let's put, you know what I mean? So it wouldn't be like a white person darkened or Asian darkened or European darkened, right? So, but when we look, read the captions, all right? So, we're coming back to read the captions, and it says, the brimstone sombreros were also adopted by American Indians, not the Mexicans or the Native Americans. They were also adopted by the American Indians. And again, in that time year, you know, in 1897, we wasn't referred to as an African American, right? If we are referred to anything else, like a Negro colored slave descendant, mulatto, that would be a reclassification from said term, American Indian, or at this juncture, it would be Indian, right? They never referred to an African as a reclassified Negro. The Indian was the colored. The Indian was the Negro, right? The Indian was the African American. The Indian was the Black American. Because if the reason they were had, they reclassified us using paper genocide reclassification, is to remove us from the continent of America, India. Now, if we were actually African descent, they would not need to reclassify us to Negro to remove us from the continent. They would just kept us as Africans, but we have paperwork that says, before we were colored, we were American Indian, right? Or Indian, or Amerindian. To break it down, again, they are talking about why brimstone barrels were also adopted by American Indians, right? They mention Mexicans. They mention Native Americans. They mentioned American Indians. Don't say anything about Africans. They just say indigenous cultures in North America. Anna, let's scroll down. Scroll all the way down. And then, on the National Museum of African American History and Culture. Again, we wasn't called that. That's the reclassification to remove us from the land. And again, this website is exclusively for one group of people in the Americas. One group. And we finding out that they are the American Indians. Because why put that in there? To separate from these, this right here. And then they says, American Indians in the Southwest, We showed you the map. And then it says, Indigenous cultures across North America. And again, this website, as you saw earlier, is exclusive for one group of people, the American. That is not a coincidence that they snuck that in here. It is up to us to decipher the code. Read between the lies to get to the truth. Again, American Indian is our correct identity. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please like, share, subscribe. Comment your thoughts down below. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you'll be informed about our next coming episode. Please take care of yourself. Please take care of each other. We'll see you guys on the next one. Much love and adoration, American Indians.